We have made it to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm here on a long weekend trip. I'm going to show you the free things you can do here in Salt Lake City. Hey everyone, Scott, the Scott Man, and welcome. It is great to be back in Utah again, because I haven't been in the state in about a few years when I went down to the national parks like Arches and Canyonlands, Bryce Canyon. So now I'm here in the northern part of the state. I'll be exploring Salt Lake City today, and we're going to be checking out some of the cool free things you can do in Salt Lake City. That's right, free. And we're starting off here over at the Utah State Capitol. Welcome to the Utah State Capitol. What a great way to start our adventure here in Salt Lake City. Utah became the 45th state of the United States back in 1909, and this Capitol building was constructed between 1912 and 1916. The Capitol was built in an area once known as Arsenal Hill. All around the Capitol grounds, you can see a lot of very cool statues all about, and of course, there are a lot of trees all throughout the area too. So yeah, now we'll head inside and get to see some cool things inside the state capitol. Once again, it's absolutely free. Inside the lower level of the Capitol, you got all the pictures of all the former governors, including the current governor, and also some cool history and facts about Utah. Then we head up to the main level, we could see the beautiful rotunda. And you can also take a peek into the House of Representatives chamber and even the Senate chamber. And over at the western end of the Capitol grounds along Columbus Street, we have the Pioneer Memorial Museum. So this museum is also absolutely free to enter. It has many artifacts and cool things dating back to the times of the Native Americans as well as the Mormon pioneers, etc. However, I can't film inside there because they don't allow photography or anything like that in there, but it's still cool to check out though. Yeah, it was really cool to walk around inside the state capitol. And you come across the street over on the south side, we have Council Hall. It was originally located in downtown, but was moved here in 1960, but was the original city hall for Salt Lake City, as well as also the meeting spot for the Utah territorial government. And now it's the main office for like the Utah Office for Tourism. All right, so coming up next, we're gonna head into downtown Salt Lake City. Just gotta go just a few blocks to the south from here. We've made it to downtown Salt Lake City. We're gonna go explore the beautiful downtown area, check out some cool stuff around here. And I'm sure I'll be getting some lunch too. Although I will be having that in a separate video. Downtown Salt Lake City's been pretty cool so far, and just over that way, that is Temple Square. We'll be going over there in a little bit. But for right now, I'm gonna check out some more sites around downtown. And then we'll go get some lunch, which I'll be covering that in a separate video. Yep, so over here, this is the Delta Center. This is where the Utah Jazz basketball team, or NBA basketball team, play, and also the future Salt Lake City Hockey Club as well too. They haven't decided on a name yet, but they're basically being moved from Arizona because they used to be the Arizona Coyotes. And then not far over that way, over on South Temple going west, that's the central station for Salt Lake City. You can see the Union Pacific logo on it too. All right, so I just had some lunch over at Spitz. Again, it's gonna be in a separate video. I'm doing like a separate food tour, along with this video where I'm talking about different free things you could do here. Speaking of that, we're gonna head north up toward Temple Square. And welcome to Temple Square. This is the very center of Salt Lake City, and it's one of the top attractions here. And it's also the headquarters of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So currently they're doing a lot of renovations here at Temple Square, like Salt Lake
The Salt Lake Temple is currently under construction. It has been since 2019. It will last until about 2026. But there's still a lot of the square which you can explore. And as you come into Temple Square from Main Street from the south, you see a statue of Brigham Young, which he and the Mormon pioneers were the ones who came over to Utah, and they established the LDS Church here in Salt Lake, was now Salt Lake City. So again, I'm not 100% sure about the facts because I'm not Mormon or anything. I'm actually Catholic, but but still, it's really cool to see. It's a very beautiful square. I really love how they've decorated it. It's really neat to just to go for a walk around the square. And then over here on the north side of the Temple Square, we have the Conference Center for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And twice a year, people from all over who are members of the church meet at a conference twice a year. I think April and October, if I'm not mistaken. But all other times of the year, everybody's welcome to head inside, absolutely free. You can check out some cool stuff inside, and near the top level, you can get some cool views of the square too. I'm sure it'd be pretty cool from there, look at the square when everything's all complete. And to learn more about the history of the LDS Church, you got the Church History Museum over the west end of Temple Square. So you can head inside, you can learn more about the church itself. And of course, you can always watch the South Park episode too. But yeah, so that's one of the many free things you can do here. You could choose to go inside the History Museum here, or even the Conference Center, or just walk around Temple Square. But that's not the only free thing you can do here in Salt Lake City. There's some other stuff you can do that's not religious, so I'll show you that next. All right, so we made it to our next attraction just south of Temple Square. We're in front of Nordstrom. That's right. Well, we are in front of Nordstrom, but that's not the next attraction. It almost looks like we're going to a shopping center though, because just before Nordstrom we have the Utah Sports Hall of Fame Museum. It's a very cool museum, going to all the different sports with the state of Utah. It's absolutely free to enter. They do take donations too. All right, so there's a couple other areas around downtown I want to check out, and then we'll probably get back in the car and check out another cool site. I'll get some dinner at some point, and then we'll finish off the day by, of course, getting a fantastic viewpoint. And over here in the southeastern part of the downtown area, we have the Salt Lake City and County Building. This is the City Hall for Salt Lake City since the 1890s. This building was constructed in the Richardsonian Romanesque style, completed in 1894. And it's, again, as I was just saying, the City Hall for Salt Lake City has been since 1894. And if you look at the top, you can see a clock tower stretching 256 feet tall. What a beautiful building. So over there, that is the City Library for Salt Lake City. Unfortunately, it's closed today because I'm filming this on the 4th of July, but at the top of the library, you're supposed to get some very cool views of the city from the outside patio on the roof. All right, so I'm gonna get back in my car now because the next couple of sites I wanna check out that are absolutely free are gonna be away from the downtown center. All right, so we're a little bit out of the main downtown square area, and we're over on 7 South Street, and over here we have the Gilgal Sculpture Garden. So this is a really cool spot here, a little off the beaten path. You got like 12 different sculptures here and 70 different stones with different like religious texts on them, with different scriptures and a lot of other cool stuff. And also, this is absolutely free to enter, so it should be pretty cool to check out. That was really cool, I have to say. A lot of beautiful sculptures. It's in a very quiet part of Salt Lake City. It's like if you just were in the main part of the city, you would not even know this was here. And again, this was absolutely free to check out.
So now we're gonna head over to one of the parks here in Salt Lake City, which is also free. And welcome to Liberty Park. This is the oldest park and the second largest park in Salt Lake City. This area used to have a grist mill located here, and also around 1860, Brigham Young purchased the land, and in his will, it was said that after he died, he wanted to have this become a public park. And it is a beautiful park for everyone to enjoy today. Has everything from even some volleyball courts over there to lots of green space. So we'll explore more. This is a pretty cool park so far. It's like over here you got different rides for the kids, like a carousel, a small Ferris wheel, even like a swing ride. Yeah, with the breeze, it feels really nice right now. Although the funny thing is, I'm here with below average temperatures. Normally it's at least in the 90s here, but it's only in the 80s Fahrenheit. And then over there, that's the Tracy Aviary, little small like zoo. We can see some different animals. I'm not gonna cover it though because you have to pay a fee to get in there, just like you have to pay a fee to take a ride on the paddle boats over on the pond over there. But I still wanted to at least show them really quick in case you wanted to spend a little bit of money to do a couple of these different things here at the park. But of course, the rest of the park itself, just wandering around the park, is absolutely free. What a beautiful park, I have to say. With the exception of a couple things here, just checking out the park and seeing a lot of the cool stuff here is absolutely free. So we've covered a lot of great free attractions you can do here in Salt Lake City. But there's one more spot I would like to go to for a very special sunset. It's up in the mountains a little bit to the north of the city. We can get a very cool view of the city and get some really cool light from up there. All right, and we made it to our final destination for today's video. We are here at the trailhead for Ensign Peak. We can get the best views of Salt Lake City from the very top. We just have maybe like a half-mile long hike or so, maybe about a 500-foot elevation gain. It should be no problem though. All right, so let's head up. Oh, before that, it's absolutely free to go to this trail, and it's absolutely free to park here too. And we've made it to the top of Ensign Peak. Get some of the best views of the Salt Lake Valley from up here. Of course, you got the Wasatch Range out that way. And of course, you can look down at Salt Lake City, exactly where we were earlier today. And then looking out that way, you can see the airport, and then eventually out toward Great Salt Lake. This is truly magnificent. What a great way to conclude our day here in Salt Lake City. So in this video, I was able to show you a bunch of great free things you can do in Salt Lake City. So many things in the city, and then of course come up here to Ensign Peak for some of the best views of all Salt Lake City and the whole valley. So yeah, definitely have to check out Salt Lake City sometime. It's a great weekend trip. And of course, you can get some great views, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do for free. That's right, even parking for Ensign Peak is free. Although parking in the city, you will have to pay a little bit of a fee though, but that's all right. But other than that, everything's free. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video here in Salt Lake City, all the free things you can do here. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out here from Ensign Peak here in Salt Lake City, Utah.